Borderlands 4 has not only been announced, but also has allowed some creators to play the game before launch, and there's a lot to talk about. First of all, let's talk about what we are all worried about, the story. But don't worry, there will be no spoilers of the story, as, to be honest, we don't know much about the story or the writing at all. But one of the testers did say this.
They also said that the humor in this game is going to be much darker and drier. They pointed out the shortcomings of Borderlands 3's humor and that it didn't land for many people, and they wanted to really change up the humor style for this game.
Now, this is a really good sign that they are actively listening to the fan base. There were a couple funny moments in the actual game that I saw, and personally I found kind of funny and laughed at.
As a thank you for saving our asses, we wanted to.
I'll turn you to dust. Or goo. Still working it out.
Obviously, these are really simple and small, but that is what Borderlands kind of always was supposed to be. Not throwing jokes in your face constantly and being annoying and quirky. The reason Borderlands 3 was bad in the story was not only because of Ava, but also because they made you the side character. In the first two, you were the main focus, but in 3, you were just a spectator as the main focus was turned to other characters like Lilith. With this game being open world, it could honestly change everything in a good way. Not only can you be the main focus again, but so can the world and the amazing environment. So let's talk about the visuals of the game. Some people miss the styles of Borderlands 2, but I will be honest here, the game looks insanely good. I love the style of Borderlands 4 so far, and the lighting is beautiful. However, I am worried that they might have gone a little too overboard with the lighting. As you see here, it is pretty much pitch black and you can't really see the enemy. Hopefully this is not something we have to worry about and is not actually a part of the gameplay, but just this 1 or 2 locations here and there. Because if the visuals make combat harder and the gameplay more difficult, then what is the point of the visuals, to be honest? They should all complement each other. So another point some people have complained about is the UI looking plain and losing its Borderlands feel. This is Borderlands 1 versus Borderlands 4 inventories, and honestly I don't know what people are talking about. I think it's another nostalgia thing, because honestly I agreed at first, but when I looked at the UI and then I looked back at Borderlands 1, mind you, I grew up with Borderlands 1, I compared them and I was like, wow, it's just a modern day Borderlands game. It's just improved. Borderlands' environment is rustic and dirty, but the inventories have never been like that. They've always been futuristic and technology based, so I think this fits very well, honestly. Also, we should take a look at the game's loading time. This is insanely fast for how big the worlds look and how high quality the game is visually. Talking about visuals, this was said about the gun models for the game.
They also said that this is going to be the most detailed game yet. An example of that is there are 4 times the amount of polygons in weapons compared to Borderlands 3.
Moving on to the map, a lot of people don't like that the minimap is gone. The compass isn't even customizable. This should change. Just allow us to color the different icons, hide them, change them, etc. Instead of a minimap, we now have our Echo Buddy. I'll be honest, I really think I prefer the Echo Buddy thing over a minimap, but that's kind of just my personal preference. I usually pull up the big map anyways to look at exactly where I'm going, and then I just run towards that direction. So personally, I don't mind this change. Another thing relating to missions that was added is a new world waypoint areas. These are super sick and would be sick in the previous games. Another sick ass feature is that now the item of the day sales will appear when walking up to the vendor rather than opening the shop entirely. Also, I absolutely love how beautiful and sleek these new vending machines look. Ammo shops also are now only used for, well, ammo. They also added these cool mission rewards pages that look super clean. Talking about rewards, there are now loot crates, which are nice because you can save room in your inventory and wait until you get to a vendor or something in order to open them. Purely inventory management. Collectibles also now reward you, which is awesome. This currency is used for buying SDU, which increases the max limit for ammo and inventory space. The combat gameplay now introduces rev kits that heal you in battle, which are some of the most useful things I've ever seen. Another feature I really am interested in is all of the random events that occur. I mean, look at this. A massive ship came barely barreling down from the sky Subnautica style, and if you go to its crash site, you will be brought down a side mission rabbit hole because more and more random events are happening around you as you explore and complete missions. That's just kind of cool, to be honest. There's no other way to say it. Some people are worried about how the random event stuff would affect the gameplay loop and the replayability, which, to be honest, I'm very curious about too, but we don't know much about. Something else I'm concerned about is this super long death respawn animation. I know it might not seem like much, but the game is meant to be action based, and if you have to sit there staring at your screen for 20 full seconds waiting to respawn, it might ruin the pacing of the gameplay. Moving on to the movement, it looks way too good. There is gliding, dashing, grappling hooks, spawning your vehicle at any time, and more. On top of that, you can now grab things and throw it at enemies. That is sick as hell. Rocket launchers and grenades are now part of a new feature. Instead of using ammo, it is a cooldown to use them. There are also throwing knives and possibly even more unique ordnance that are cooldown based. This is small, but the third person thing looks super bad with the arc knives ability. It looks goofy and has no impact in my opinion, so hopefully they do something about that. It's just a small, I mean, you could add like a camera shake and it would probably look a little bit better. There are going to be enemies with buffs like this one here, which I personally really love. I like the idea of randomized difficulty on top of randomized loot. I think it's pretty cool. Skill trees. I'll be honest, I can't make a section of this video about these insane trees without dragging the video out to 40+ minutes, so I really recommend checking these two videos out from the channel Moxie. They will be in the top 2 links of the description, and you will find all of your skill tree information that we know so far. Finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the prices of the game. Should you cop this game on launch for $70? To be honest, no. You shouldn't. The game shouldn't ever be this expensive, ever. Especially with our current economy struggles. Wait for a giant sale or join Luffy's crew. Will I get the game? Not with my own money, but someone might be buying it for my birthday, so obviously if that happens, I will be playing the hell out of the game and I will not say no to that. But I know that a lot of people are tight on money and it's hard to scrounge up a bunch of money for gaming in general, so I really don't recommend people buying this on launch. It's honestly not a good idea. But if everything I've said is really good, sounds really good to you, and you don't have an issue with anything, then I highly recommend looking into getting the game or even pre-ordering it if you really want to. Anyways, hopefully this video helps show off a bit of like what Borderlands 4 has to offer. This is not a sponsored video or anything, so this is just my full honest opinion on everything, and I'm not glazing the game. I actually really do enjoy everything I see so far. Yet again, I already said a couple things I don't really like, but in general, they're nowhere near game breaking in any way. I really do think this might be one of the best Borderlands games to come out. I personally don't have any issues with it. I know some people have complaints about certain things, but I'll be honest with you, looking at the core game and the actual gameplay so far, I don't think I have any issue. The movement of this game is fantastic. The visuals are very impressive. The loading times are pretty good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just really good, in my opinion. So hopefully I get the game, but if not, I'll just wait for a massive sale and I'll buy it on a sale. However, let's not speak too soon. Let's not jinx it. Let's wait for release. I highly recommend, if you don't know, if you're still unsure, just wait for the game to be released, watch YouTubers playing it, watch people playing it, see how the game is when it drops, and then you should make a decision. Don't decide now if you don't want to. Wait for the drop and then play the game, or don't play the game. I mean, you guys can play Borderlands 1 and 2 still. I mean, 3 is an option. I don't really like 3 that much, but you can play whatever Borderlands games you want. Pre-sequel is also really good too. The games on Borderlands usually goes on sale, so if you're using Steam or Epic, you guys should definitely check it out. Tiny Tina's Wonderland was free recently. Borderlands 2 was also free recently, so I highly recommend always checking out sales and deals for the Borderlands games if you don't own any of them. Especially since 4 is dropping, there will be even more deals coming out soon. So by all means, take your time. Don't rush to buying the games or not. And yeah, have a good day. Like and subscribe. Also, check the sick outro out.
I'll destroy everything.